Hello everyone, and welcome to your weekly forecast. This is for the week of July 24th until the 30th. That's a Monday through a Sunday. As always, I like to kind of break down how I organize the video. I start off with channeled information at the beginning, and then move on to the blessings and the blocks, looking at the higher and lower frequency energy of the week. I take a look at 7 cards for the 7 days of the week, and then at the end of the video I like to dedicate the last part to looking at all 12 signs of the zodiac. And for those of you that want more detailed information on what's going on from month to month, you should check out my monthlies. The weekly really helps keep you kind of like a compass to your roadmap, if the monthly is a roadmap. With that being said, let's go straight into the channeled information, because there's a lot to say and I really want to get into that this week. For those of you out there that consider yourself highly sensitive, and I'm sure there's a lot of you that are tuning in that feel that way or have a sense of empathy, I wouldn't be surprised to hear that you experienced some sort of a charge in energy over the weekend, or maybe an intensity kind of came in when it came to how you were feeling around other people, or maybe in your dreams. And so there was nothing wrong with you. You were just feeling the new moon energy. And the new moon is magical because it's really sort of like this clean slate, or a sandbox in which we can kind of play around with whatever it is we want to create in our life. And there's a much higher likelihood that things can manifest during that new moon phase. So this week in particular, I really want all of us to embrace that energy. And my message to you, should you choose to welcome it in, is to be in a state of dreaming and doing throughout the week. And I really want you to get as quickly acclimated into that doing phase, the latter part, as soon as possible, because with this moon, it's already starting to grow, and the weaker the moon, the more powerful our energy, and the more likely we are to be able to resist temptation or overcome roadblocks in our life. So on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, it's a really good time for you to start taking steps towards manifesting whatever it is you want. A change in career, a change in relationship status, something that you want to do to improve your health or your mental health. So I want you to not spend a lot of time in dreaming. You should sort of have a feeling for what it is that you want. Just get it into motion, okay? So now let's take a look at the blessings and the blocks for the week. Your blessings card this week is perfection, which basically is saying a couple of things. One, you're already in a state of divine perfection, which is you've created this reality, you've created these opportunities in your life. And a lot of times we compare ourselves to ideals of beauty or fame or accomplishment that aren't really realistic, or that make us feel less than who we are. This card is saying you're already on the best path for yourself. Stay focused on that and continue to speak the truth. You notice that there's an activation around her throat chakra. So this week I want you to put the most attention into what you say, how you say, and make sure that you're saying things of a higher frequency. When I went through my yoga teacher training a few years ago, the teachers reminded us of, if you listen to the sound of what we call curse words, it's interesting that we call them curse words, and then also if you listen to something that's like a mantra, a higher frequency word. You can even take a word like resplendent, and then you can take a word like jerk. Notice the the sort of harsh sounds. They're hard letters, it's short, it's punchy, and the other one kind of is flowy. So I want you to see your speech as musical, as an expression of your energy. And if you want to be seen as higher frequency, or if you want to work on perfecting something, then work on perfecting the way you communicate. Choose words of a higher frequency, relegate those lower frequency words to other people, and basically lead by example. And it's hard nowadays because you listen to a lot of the messages on television and there's a lot of hate, there's a lot of fear. You listen to what's on the radio and a lot of it's basically the first 3 chakras, and that's all you hear. You don't hear anything from 4th through 7th. So as light workers, as highly sensitive people, it's our job to work on raising the frequency of communication. Okay? So the more you do that, the more you're going to help yourself on your path towards achieving the goals that we talked about in the channeled message. As we look at the potential blocks that could be facing us this week, or facing you more particularly, we see intention. So if you know where you're headed, things are significantly easier. If you haven't given enough thought, or if you don't know, this card, you'll notice the owl is holding what looks like a dandelion seed, and I always see that as making a wish. And then it's also on top of a symbol of fertility. So if you put all the symbols together, the first step in creating fertility, abundance, or opportunity in your life is simply to make a wish and believe it can happen. So work on perfecting your message and how you want to communicate your dreams, and then simply go after the dream, allow it to happen, think that it can happen. If you, in your mind, don't know what you want to put your intention on, then your energy is scattered, just like the seed pods. And if the seeds are scattered too much, things won't necessarily grow. If it just kind of goes in the street and here and there, but if you can actually direct it towards areas where things can take root, then you have a much higher chance of things germinating and coming into fruition. So I want you to concentrate, focus, and then nurture your dreams. And this is the way for this to happen, okay? For you to achieve what you want. Now let's take a look at the week, the energy of the week. I'll pull 5 cards from Monday through Friday, and then I'll also take a look at the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Okay, overall very good spread for this week. As we look at the beginning, the trickiest day, one of the trickiest days for you is Monday. I also think Friday is a little difficult, but we have the Hermit in reverse. So the Hermit in reverse is not necessarily a bad card, but there's a warning with this card to not overindulge on basically quiet time, or there is such a thing as too much research. Sometimes we can paralyze ourselves with looking at all of the competition, or looking at, as I was talking about earlier, sometimes there's this idea of, I can never be as good as this person, or I'll never be deserving of this. So this card is basically saying, know when you've sort of taken a look at the terrain, or the competition, or the surroundings, enough to know where you stand, but not so much that you feel, wow, I can never achieve this. It's also a card that says you need to get out. So basically this is a really good time to go to the gym, to take a walk, if you've been invited out to a party, maybe don't make an excuse, just go. There's opportunities that are awaiting you, even though your tendency this week is probably wanting to keep to yourself. The reversal is saying, don't do that. Get out of your shell, and remember, it's interesting that I said shell. This is the way that you're actually going to help manifest, or meet someone that can help you manifest what you're trying to do. So speaking of getting out of your shells, or getting out of your sort of hermit phase, Tuesday's a great day to do so. We have the Two of Cups here, which is basically showing that it should be a lot easier for you to see people, and also to be seen by people. Great day for talking about ideas, for just having fun too. This doesn't always have to be about work. This can be just a day to connect, or reconnect with friends, with loved ones, and also with family members, pets, etc. But I want you to get out with another living being and try to do something that takes you to a place of feeling like, okay, life is good. Like, I'm enjoying myself. I'm enjoying the company of others. So it's very important as human beings that we interact with one another. And a lot of times it's not so much the act of doing something together. It's just the fact that we get someone else and their perspective on the situation. So it doesn't matter where you go, it doesn't matter why you're doing it. I just want you to have a chance to share something with someone and to have their feedback on it. I really think that's going to be the advantage on Tuesday, is listening, talking, and experiencing company of somebody. As we look at Wednesday, this is the day where I want you to be mindful of how you're spending your time, your energy, your money. Whenever I get an ace card, particularly Pentacles in reverse, it's speaking to the energy going in a sort of a retrograde cycle for that day. So be very cognizant of what you're putting your time and energy into, and I would say avoid spending too much, doing anything that's going to disrupt your grounding even more than it is. So this wouldn't be a day where I would go crazy with meditation. I would actually focus on doing activities that ground you a little bit more. So it's a great day to clean out your closet. It's a great day to balance your checkbook. It's also a good day to kind of join with the elements. So if you want to go for a hike, if you want to go swimming, or any sort of sporting activity that you enjoy, absolutely appreciated, and will help you out quite a bit. So you need to ground yourself, and you need to focus on not spending your resources too liberally. Thursday's looking a lot better. This is the day when we were talking about the doing part of it. The Wheel of Fortune is starting to happen here, and you notice that this woman is drawing a line around herself. What I would say here, the warning is, when it comes to your dreaming, don't limit yourself. A lot of times we think in limiting terms like, well, this would be good enough, or maybe I can do this or this. I want you to think about what you really want to accomplish, and just try it. So try it. Don't edit your thoughts. Don't edit your speech, and don't use words or ideas, or even surround yourself by people that put limits on your capabilities or your potential. See your potential as limitless. When we're looking at money, I still want you to be careful with money on Wednesday and Thursday, really focusing on understanding your budget. So if you haven't done your budget, or quarterly taxes, or looked at your retirement investments, this is a day to really get peaceful with that and understand what you have, what you need, and what your goals are. As we look at Friday, this is a day of trusting your instincts, and also not letting other people sway you. We have the Five of Swords in reverse, which is about really staying on task, not giving in to any sort of gossip that might be circulating around your community, around your house, around the water cooler at work. Stay focused. Stay focused, and let go of anything that kind of is like visual or audio noise around you. So if any day I would kind of give you permission to be more of a hermit, it would be Friday, because I want you to stay focused. Monday, I want you to be more social. Tuesday, it should happen naturally. So the middle of the week, though, there's a lot of focus on energy, time, and money. As we go to the weekend, I think things are starting to become a little clearer. We have the Four of Pentacles in reverse on Saturday. When it's upright, it's often a card of basically creating new beginnings, which we talked about at the beginning, or foundations is the word that I couldn't think of for a moment there. So I want you to make sure that you understand what your foundations are, and don't be afraid to talk to someone about what scares you, because the Four of Pentacles, we see this, here it's represented by locking something in like a treasure chest, but a lot of times we see the Four of Pentacles as someone holding something over their heart. And a lot of the money cards in this spread are in reverse, and so what I see for that is a feeling of personal self-worth and security is what needs to be worked on over the course of this whole week. Knowing who you are, feeling that you're good enough, and feeling that you can accomplish or be seen by others as good enough as well. So it starts from within, but then allowing that to resonate out. That's really what you want to meditate on Saturday. Sunday's a great day for you. We have Justice upright. There's really not many negative connotations with this card in the upright position. It's about basically feeling that things are even, that you are able to make decisions very easily. The only note here is to make sure that you're treating others fairly and that they're treating you fairly, and if they're not, this card is about bringing that into balance. All in all, it's a very good week. And at the end of this reading, I'll summarize everything and bring that into focus. All right, now for each of the signs this week, I'm going to try something new, and I didn't announce it at the beginning because as I was creating the video, I got a download that this is what I have to do, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to channel some information for each of the signs, and then I'll pull a card to supplement it. Aries, when I was meditating on you, I got this feeling that you need to focus on simplicity. In short, don't overcomplicate things. Overcomplicate messaging, overcomplicate the way in which you're conducting business. Basically be as transparent as you can, or as transparent as your situation will allow, and that's going to be what brings you the best success. Let's see what card is coming through for you as well. And we have that Six of Wands, which is showing that people are there and willing and ready to support you, but you have to believe in yourself. That's the other message that I'm getting from the cards. All right, for Taurus, the main thing that you want to focus on this week is clarity. We talked earlier about one of the cards, I believe, that, let's see here, it's the intention card. So for you, I really believe that that's a strong message for you, the clarity of your intention, but also people may be calling into question if you are clear on what you're doing. They may ask you for clarification on why they need to do something. So this week in particular, you're going to be put on the spot and asked to quantify, to describe and explain your point of view, and also help other people understand why they need to do things. So be as clear as possible. Let's now pull a card to see what other information is coming through. Don't be afraid to be critical. I rarely say that, but I should say don't be afraid to use constructive criticism. That's a better way. There may be a person in your life that is going to receive the feedback from you in a way that is very straightforward. Sometimes it's worth kind of beating around the bush. Sometimes it's very good to just say what you need in a concise and clear way, and I think that's what's going to help you across the board this week, whether it's relationships, love, or life in general. All right, so let's take a look now at Gemini. Creativity is going to run very high this week for Gemini. I feel like for relationships, if you could incorporate a sense of spontaneity in your relationships, it's going to be very advantageous, particularly if the spark hasn't been there prior to now. So don't be afraid to just go out on a limb or to follow your own intuition, just as I am tonight, and do something for someone that they're not expecting. Spontaneity is the key. So let's also pull a card for you, Gemini. And what I get here is support in that people will be pleasantly surprised by this new side that you might show of yourself. The other thing with the Nine of Cups is basically not to go to extremes. It's good to be happy, but don't overindulge. And if something goes wrong, don't let that set you off. You're doing quite well this week, so try to have fun. That's really the other message. All right, for Cancer, this is a good week for business. I literally kind of got the feeling of a corporation or the Hierophant card. And so for you, it's a time to rally together if you're on any sort of projects with somebody, or if you're trying to create something in your life, even like a construction project or something. This is the week to kind of like get all the forces together. So I see you as a group leader this week, and kind of pulling at a different side of your personality as well, because Cancer is very emotive and can kind of go with the flow, but there's this other side of you that can be practical and can use your emotional abilities to sort of inspire people. So I want you to be that unexpected leader this week, and your supplementary card supporting that is don't be afraid to step in the limelight. Your charisma is what's going to be the galvanizing force in success this week. All right, Leo. Okay, so there's going to be an opportunity from a friend or a family member to do something that you normally wouldn't like treat yourself to. I got the word luxury, so you may be exposed to a different group of people, and what I'm also picking up on is not to get intimidated by this. Your purpose is simply to show up, to participate, and they value you for who you are. You don't need to prove anything, so don't feel like you have to validate or explain why you're there. Just part of the secret of successful people is they just believe they're successful and they should be there. So I want to pass that on to you this week, to just feel like you're in exactly the right place, irrespective of where you come from or what sort of stratosphere other people are in. You're okay. Your supplementary card for this is they see you as an equal. Also, I feel like your money situation is headed in a good direction, in a good trajectory. So as we're looking towards the end of the year, particularly as we're looking into September and October, you should have new money opportunities coming through. Now, with that being said, we saw this Nine of Cups earlier for another sign. For you, with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, it's also kind of a caution not to spend too much, at least not this week. It's a better time to just realize self-worth, celebrate that, and plan for the future. All right, for Virgo, So I get that this is a week where you're going to be basically, it's almost like the precision of an operation, or someone that's in the OR. You're going to have to pay a lot of attention to your details, and one mistake could actually cost you quite a bit. So it's better to spend a lot of time doing research this week, and don't be afraid to raise your hand if you're not clear on what's expected of you, or if you're not clear on what the repercussions could be if something goes wrong. You really want to be informed. And I know I mentioned earlier about the hermit that you don't want to go too far. For you, you're the exception to the rule. I would say if there's a question that you have, it's not so much about the research, it's about being in the moment and saying, wait, is this what we said we were going to do? Because if you ask that question, you're going to save yourself a lot of trouble. Your supplementary information on this one is that you are not trapped. It's an illusion, so always ask questions, and always ask what the escape clause is. Like if it's a lease, there's always something that if you break the lease, you're going to have to pay this much money. For a lot of situations, there is a plan B. People don't always want to talk about it, so don't be afraid to push for the plan B. All right, Libra, the one word that comes to me is relax. There's a lot of tension that's going on in your life at the moment, and once you take a deep breath, the solution will come to you. So just allow for that you're going to have to like take a deep breath and let your mind wander a little bit, because being an air sign and being a sign of balance, I'm sensing a little bit of a lack of balance. So whether you've had too much fun or not enough fun, whether you're too serious or not serious enough, find that equilibrium, because once you find your sweet spot, it'll be easy sailing on all fronts. Your supplementary information from the cards is this is a great week for ideation, for coming up with new ideas. Your execution might be lacking a little bit this week, but write everything down. Dream big this week, and start the doing in the gentle way, which I mentioned earlier, which was writing things in a book of intentions, praying and meditating and doing vision work where you can see it happening and feeling the energy of that. And that's going to basically set you off in the right direction. Scorpio, it's all about loyalty this week. Some of your friends may be challenging your loyalty to them, and also may sort of do something that makes you question, can you trust them? So take a look around you, and if there's anything that's going on that is raising a red flag, much as I was saying earlier for one of the other signs, I want you to bring it and call it out on the floor early. Don't let things sort of fester. Once you allow your truth to sort of be said, the other party can maybe clear up misconceptions that might have happened or crossed wires. And if it is something that you need to worry about, better to deal with it now than later. Your supplementary information here is that your intuition is spot on this week. Also, you're in a great place for this isn't just a card of manifestation, it's also a card of manipulating. Now, manipulation isn't always bad. What this is saying is that you have the power to create what you want and to change things. When you look at kind of like people that are trying to change the political landscape or trying to change environmental perceptions or whatever, a lot of times they have this card that will come up for them because they are adept at communication, at using the channels that are in front of them. And for you, don't be afraid to use what you know how to do. It's going to, which is great communication, great networking. That's going to be your best friend right now. Sagittarius, this week what I'm getting for you is a sense of being a bookworm. So it is a really good time to kind of learn new things. This is not the Hermit card. This is actually about expanding and going way outside of what people expect that you're capable of. So if you wanted to pick up some sort of a new skill, a new trade, during this new moon, that's what I see you focusing on manifesting, or creating a new business or a whole new way of living. Don't be afraid to kind of like cut your teeth and dig in as deep as you like to, in figuring out how to make this happen. So it's more about, what do I do? I've never thought about this before, and exploring that, and possibly signing up for a class or a certification. Your supplementary information on this is to move forward with it. I feel like it's a positive thing. And also to talk to possibly a mentor about that. I think that'll be a really good step in the right direction. Capricorn, Curiosity is going to be your biggest asset this week. You may be the one that asks that important question in the room that everyone else has been thinking about, and you are going to be possibly credited then with thinking outside of the box or coming up with a solution because you were the first to act. It's a very Capricorn thing to do, so don't be afraid to do that in business. Also in relationships, that curiosity. If there's something on your mind and you want to talk to your partner about it, whether it's something playful or whether it's something serious, bring it up, because chances are they have the same question. And so I feel like your curiosity is going to be a very good thing this week. Money is looking good for you, and also I feel like you're headed in the right direction on all fronts, so don't question yourself too much, okay? Now let's take a look at Aquarius. All right, for you, I got the image of sitting down like a queen. So what I'm seeing with that also, it's sort of the same Empress energy that I saw earlier. I want you to find what makes you happy in life, what brings comfort to you in your life. You may have spent a large portion of your days and nights over the past couple of months trying to help others, worrying about others. And when I rarely get that image of someone sitting on a throne. I want you to feel like other people can do for you, and you can just say thank you, and that you're actually owed that or you deserve that. So yeah, a sense of feeling that you are worthy, and other people need to be worthy of you being in their life. So it is that sense of really good self-confidence that I want you to work on. That's going to allow other people to respect you and see you in a new light. What I see here too for you is planning a future trip, and possibly reaching out to old friends that you haven't talked to in a while, and they could be part of this trip, or it could be part of your planning phase. So think about future travel, and it might even be next year, but it's very important to put some plans down for the future. And finally, for Pisces, the most important thing for you this week is truth. Getting to the truth of all matters. So if there's been something that's been going on where you've questioned if someone's telling the truth, this is the week to bring that up. It's also the week where you're looking for your own inner truth. Maybe you've been searching for a purpose and wondering, like, what am I supposed to be doing? I want you to seek out that higher truth, that higher purpose. But most important is that you speak the truth, that you trust what other people are saying, and if there isn't that sense of honesty, then do what you need to do to make sure that it happens, that you understand what's going on. Your supplementary information is also to be very direct. The King of Swords is the most direct card that I could get, but it's not in a way that is cruel. So you could ask difficult questions. This is almost like a lawyer just saying what they need to. There's a lot of direct communication that's coming through in the cards this week. So with that being said, that is a slightly different take on the 12 signs, but I hope you enjoyed a combination of intuition and channeled information plus the cards. I think that'll give you a deeper connection, because I do read the comments and some of you wanted a little bit more. So there you go. Let me quickly wrap up all of the information that I have gone over today, except for that, because there's just too many signs to go through the 12. I mentioned at the beginning that this month is about a combination of dreaming and doing. It's not enough to simply say, I want to do it. You also have to make it happen. When we're looking at your blessings this week, it's about really perfecting the way in which you communicate, knowing that you're already you're in the right place at the right time, but how you speak and how you communicate is going to temper how others view you. You have to have an idea of where you're going to be able to get there. So I want you to figure out what it is that you want in life, set your intention, set your sights on it, and don't relent. The beginning of the week is about coming out of your shell, and it's interesting that we have the shell, like I said there. So I need you to not stay at home too much. Network, get out, talk to people. Tuesday, it's all about really following through with that networking, enjoying time with other people, not worrying so much about the purpose, just spending time with others. Wednesday is a time for saving, for trying not to put too much of your energy, your time, or your money on other people. You have to really balance it out. The same it holds true for Thursday. But this is also the beginning of your execution of your dreams. Don't let your dreams or your words or your thoughts kind of like keep you constricted. I want you to dream big and then start to make that happen. Five of Swords, avoid conflict on Friday if at all possible. Stay focused on your work. If you want to be a hermit, choose Friday as the hermit day. Looking at the weekend, open your heart on Saturday, meditate, think about what it is that brings passion in your life. On Sunday, this is your day of balance, of open communication. The Justice card is really about things feeling good, things feeling fine. So overall, it's a really good week. Embrace that new moon energy, and for all of the sign-specific information that I gave, since I channeled it, I won't be able to remember all of it, but there was a lot of information about direct speech that came through. It's interesting that on Sunday we have Justice, so I think that's the best day for those uncomfortable conversations or that investigative work that you might need to be doing. Okay? With that being said, if you ever want a one-on-one appointment with me, I'd be happy to oblige. You can click on a link in the description area below or at the end of the video and check on rates and availability. The best way to stay in touch is just to subscribe to the channel. There's two buttons though. One will basically just give you information when you log in. Another one will send you email notifications. If you want a little more privacy, then you can sign up for my email newsletter, and I will inform you whenever I post new videos or meditations. I'm also on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, so feel free to participate and enjoy and join me on those as well. Otherwise, I just want to say thank you. You guys make this possible every month and push me to do more and to do better, so thank you for the encouragement. It really means a lot. So keep those likes, subscribes, and all the comments coming. I really do appreciate it. If you'd like to give back, there's also a donate link in the right above the comment section in the description. So just click see more and you'll be able to find it there. And it's also embedded in the video itself. But there's no pressure to do so. That's simply a love donation if you want to. Finally, I like to end every video with heartfelt gratitude. So from my heart to yours, I thank you so much for your support, and I wish you the best in your life. I hope that you find the love that you want, that all of your dreams come to fruition, and that this information gives you the keys that you need to basically get to your highest good in life. So much love, much success. Until next time. Bye-bye.